Hello, all greetings. This is Gilles Mention. I come back today to speak about the spiritual ascension path. I'm also going to discuss a few ideas about society. There's just personal ideas I'm going to express freely. For we live in a free society, we have the right to express ideas, and and so the first, I'm going to pull a few cards and discuss some spiritual ideas and also some societal ideas. The first idea I wanted to bring is the philosophical concept of Stoicism. Stoicism is a great concept that started in the 3rd century BC. It was originally Neoplatonician. There were people that they were started by a group led by a person named Zenon. Then there is, of course, Epictet. I recommend read the manual of Epictet. And there's Seneca. Seneca, also a great philosopher, Stoic philosopher. Marcus Aurelius. For those are Platonician, but then there is also Stoic that are Nietzsche was also a Stoic. Amor fati is embracing your fate, embracing life as it is. Yet Nietzsche was an anti-Platonician. He refused all ideas of moral, which is like completely, for me, it's completely insane. You cannot live outside of moral. But what's good about Stoicism is that it teaches us to remain neutral in our emotion, to accept all things from a neutral standpoint, to accept that life is as it is, and to take it all. The weakness of Stoicism is that most of the Stoics were expecting the worst in life, so they were prepared for ever, so they do not understand their power of creator, and when you expect the worst, often the worst can come to show you that you have the power to create anything. So expect the best, yet remain as Stoic as possible, as neutral in your emotion. This concept of morality is very important in society. Yet there is you cannot do bad expecting to have good at the end. The means does not justify the end. You cannot. Nietzsche was good for that. It showed us that beyond good and evil, because people in the name of goodness would do like during the Inquisition, they would torture people because they thought that it was the highest good was to imprison people or torture people that didn't agree with their dogma. It's completely insane. All the terrorists, all those things, they won't never get anything. God is love, and it's unity, it's inclusion. When you do something bad to anyone else, whatever you do to anyone, it's like you're doing to the whole. You are doing to God. So do only good. And Spinoza was a philosopher that was thought that morality was not doing anything bad to others, but ethics was not to think about anything bad to anybody else. I recommend the Ethic of Spinoza if you've never read it. It's from 17th century, but it's still very, very important. Philosophical philosophy is very important, and for me, morality is the principle you apply on yourself, and ethics is those principles are applied to everybody else. So it is in a sense the same thing, ethics and morality. For there is a lot of things that are corrupted in society that is outside of morality, outside of ethics. So there was another philosopher named Immanuel Kant who wrote a small book called the Treaty on Perpetual Peace. He thought that all politicians would have to subside to morality. Because if a politician does not subside to morality, the highest good of all, then it creates dysfunction. And he also thought that the only transcendental power of politics was advertising. It is not what they do, but what they say. That's one of the weaknesses of democracy, is that the majority is not always right, and people are easily manipulable. The best example is the Nazi regime was a democratic movement, and all of Germany was behind that. So it's like people can be manipulated into beliefs. So it's I'm going to return to that, but for now I'm going to return to a more spiritual discussion. Right now our etheric body is being recalibrated every day. Our DNA is being rewritten every day, and what we're seeking is to raise our frequency, to elevate our frequency all the way to the realm of the infinity, to our God self. For our God self is within the realm of infinity. It's a bit mixed the way I took my note, but my vision of the world is I'm very much a Republican. It means that I believe in for all those new ideas that are flashing through my mind, and so I felt it's okay to express them. It's about meritocracy. We have to contribute something in society. We can just stand still and wait for everything to be given to us, like in a socialist regime. But so I'm very much a Republican, but I'm also very humanist. I see poverty as something completely that should be eliminated forever, and so. For it's all about the past life and the drama that we are experiencing. We are conditioned by this past, and so we have a hard time to go beyond the conditioning of the past. For we live in a materialistic society, but that's very poor in spirit, in love, in compassion, in inclusion. There is a lot of people, not everyone, but there is a lot of rich people that are very poor in spirit. There's some poor people that are rich in spirit. But there are also some rich people that are rich in spirit, and some poor people that are poor in spirit. It's not like, and then they shouldn't be judged. They're just where they are. They're just fulfilling a cycle where we want to enrich the world in elevating the consciousness through education, through the ability. But we have to face ourselves. I wanted to say that when you look at to connect to the world, the higher realm is when an idea is when you look at a beautiful sunset. When you look at a beautiful sunset, it's actually the angels and the archangels that are painting those skies, and so you can connect, you can appreciate, move into gratitude and elevate ourselves. Then your consciousness, if you're free enough in your physical body, your consciousness will elevate into the cities of light above in the sky. For we are making a lot of choices every day. We ask to making choices. For there are superficial choices that are not really that much meaning, except they're just preferences. And there are deep choices. The choice to see beauty in all things. The choice to be compassionate. The choice to move outside of self-judgment. The choice to forgive. There is all kinds of. Then the most important choice is to choose eternal life. For there's a lot of people that claim to believe in God, but they do not believe in eternal life. So their belief in God is just a cultural. Say, well, I believe in God because I'm Catholic, because I belong to that society, or because I'm like this or that. But the God is eternal life, and you connect to your eternal self by that, because then there is no interruption after your death to your ascension. For those who do not believe in eternal life, there is a gap, and then they have to be reconstructed in the astral plane. Always see what all those ideas are just ideas. They're just advices. They're revealing higher truths. But even a truth, an advice, a belief is only good as if it serves you in the moment. So always see what serves you and let go of the rest without judgment. Just filter it through your heart and see how it resonates in your heart. For all those new ideas about the multi-dimensional universe are very challenging to the mind. They're very challenging, but as we integrate them, we are challenged, but then we grow, we evolve, we become more, and slowly but surely we are reconnecting to our true self. For it does not take any effort to carry the light of truth, to be your true self. There is much more effort that is needed in the resistance process to that. But so we have to eliminate the resistance and dance within our thoughts so that we can pass through all the little hurdle that can be on the way on our road. All that we think is solid is actually fluid. For life, the solid world is actually because of the electron path, but everything is created fluid. So as we move into a fluid consciousness, we'll be able to manipulate matter and make great scientific discovery that will allow us to move into a world that is fluid. For we're connected inside to an ocean of love, an ocean of peace. But it's like there's those waves that are crashing on the shore, and so we have to. But when the waves have crashed on the shore, it retreats to the safety of the ocean and the unity of love. So it's about understanding this process of duality. This pendulum that is swinging will eventually stop, and then we'll be able to breathe free. I'm going to pull a few cards. Did I pull a few cards? No, I'm going to pull a few cards. There's a big question. What do you wish to experience on this earth now? What is it? Every day you have to ask you this question. Some people want to, so it's okay to whatever you want to experience. It can be traveling, it can be finding safety, it can be finding health, by finding joy, finding love, finding creativity, finding freedom, finding health, finding comfort, whatever it is. It's all okay. It's about defining. As a creator, you have the right to redefine every day your reality. Life is a great blank canvas. What we need to, the highest wisdom for us today is determination. We have to be determined and not to let ourselves be too distracted. For what we need to understand is hope. We have to stay, to always keep the hope. Hope was the only thing that stayed in the Pandora's box for all the when Pandora was sent to the earth. It was the only thing that we have to keep inside. It's always there, no matter what those other things could feel as a negative. There's always the hope. Hope is a great Elohim. We can call on hope and thank her for him, her to assist us and always be there. For we want to destroy the despair, all those things. The desperation is like something that people go into crazy madness, and because of despair, it's because our society is not inclusive enough. We don't have enough solidarity to include the well-being of others. For the well-being and quality of life will become the focus of the 21st century. Eventually, what we need to do is joy. We need to rejoice and be happy about this joy within each moment of now. We cannot hold on to any vision or any feeling, but when we feel good, we need to recognize the good feeling and milk it as much as possible. Stay within the alignment, stay in the joy. Joy is one of the 4 infinite virtues of the heart, so there's the potential for infinite joy, infinite bliss once we tune into that, but it's so intense. And the outcome is indulgence, so we do not want to be too indulgent. We want to be kind and caring we want to be to have enough indulgence so that our ego does not feel like completely lost and traumatized in this process, but we want to move forward, so we don't want to be too indulgent. We want to make step in the perfection of our character each and every day, yet not having self-judgment for our past and process, for it is part of the process to sometimes to go backwards, to feel like we are going backwards in terms of indulging ourselves in certain pleasures that come from the past. But it's slowly but surely we understand that what's important is how we feel inside. And to follow to let the vision unfold, to focus on the good feeling outside of thoughts. More and more I'm reconnecting for a very long time. I've been working with my guides, but now I'm like doing this cleansing. I'm reconnecting on a much deeper level. My guides, the angels, the archangels, the company of heaven, the ascended master, my God self, my soul, my oversoul, my God self. It is all part of that great one unity where we can sit in this company of heaven. And because connecting to the realm of infinity is connecting to the Father, Mother, God, and the One. For in the realm, and this is the divine realm. This is what is true, what is real, what we need to reconnect to, what we were connected at the beginning. Let your Lemurian energy of the 12-dimensional being emerge from within you. Eventually, we'll move into this realm of infinity, the dimension of the Fathers. For there are many such entities in the cosmos. There are some that are just alone, one. Allah is just one, alone. There is no one else, just one. And that's our true nature. For our Father Absolute is one. And there are certain that are in Trinity function, like Brahma, Vishnu, and Krishna. So there is all kinds of function. The religions were given as assistance to men, but they have limitation for all the religion that creating conflict between people, that separate people, are missing the point that God is love and unity, and we are all one family under God. And so every day we are being reborn in spirit, for there's this rebirthing process, but as a newborn we do not know anything. We have to relearn everything, whatever we learned that served us in the past. When we are reborn into this new level of truth, we have to relearn everything. It's like this higher truth will make everything we've learned completely nonsense, because there's a new truth that is coming that will dissolve the old in order, and we need to relearn everything. So it's about accepting that. Well, I've been on my spiritual path for 33 years, and I'm still moving into next level. That in a sense, I got to breathe and let go of all that I know in order to. But everything accumulates. The challenge is the old memories that still needs to be integrated. But you can ask your guides and your guides and your God self to assist. Understanding your guides are just as wise and as powerful as the great masters or the great archangels, but they're more calibrated to you, and they're always there. And so you want to know them, you want to call on them. for that they're specifically attuned to your frequency. They know you so well, and they have no judgment for some people. Some beings in the company of heaven may reflect you a mirror of your dysfunction in order but your guides are not in any form of judgment. They are the greatest support team in realizing. They're all here to assist you in realizing your God self, your I am presence, to connect to your soul and your spirit. After this path of this mission on the earth, a lot of star beings, light workers, star seeds, healers, teachers, will not choose to reincarnate on the planet, for they will continue their path on the higher planes, on the ships, or on the more to reconnect to our soul twins, our ultimate soulmates. For we may have a chance in this lifetime to reunite in the physical planes, but otherwise we'll reunite on the it's what brings us the highest joy, is to reconnect to this other part of ourselves. And so, but there's a chance that, for me, it's like Spirit says, that it's part of my past to reconnect with that person on the physical plane. Because even if we don't, when we pass on beyond on the other plane, we do find the time on the astral plane or the spiritual plane to reconnect to our soul twin, because we need that this ecstatic connection. When I meet this person, I feel like we'll spend. It's part of my past and destiny that we're gonna meet and spend the rest of our life together. It's a wonderful gift. I just gotta be grateful, even if she's not physically manifested. For we have to accept the energetic of what we've been asking for, what is before us, before it can manifest. It is a challenge, because sometimes we say, well, yeah, but I don't have it. But you do have it on the energetic level. Just a matter of tuning into it. Well, I hope those ideas resonate with you. And once we ascend, once the planet will be ascended, we may live on the planet, or we may live on starships, and we'll be given mission to assist the younger world that are still in duality. And we may communicate through channel, like channel people, like channel beings, like Ascended Master. Or we'll use channel to communicate, because that's the way it's done. And so you are masters in the making. Understand, we all are ascending together into those higher planes. I was talking about how China will be the future, is already working towards the unification of the world. For I do believe that the economical center for this world is mainly economically directed. The new center of economics will become Russia, India, and China, because of the mass population. Of course, it's not yet a democracy, and we are moving towards democracy. But eventually we have to, in order to understand China, you need to understand Confucianism. Of course, like in most countries, in order to live well, you want to do not to be involved in anything illegal, and you want to have money. That's part of the world as it is. But in China, what we do, another thing that you don't want to do is to contradict the power that's in place. Which is okay. I mean, it's part of the system. Eventually, everything will move, because the democracy there is a great deal of weaknesses in the democratic. It's like because people are not enlightened. If they were enlightened, democracy would function really well. I personally, so I do not want to judge the system. Every country has something to contribute, but they also have challenges, and so I'm not here to criticize anyone or anything. It's part of the process. Yet it's good to be in a society where you can express yourself freely, and to have free speech is very important. The human rights, but very few countries are actually really tending to those human rights. Without being in judgment, once again, my first objective is the world peace, to have a sustainable world peace that is created. I know in the astral plane, for many years I've been conversing and talking to world leaders, and this morning I had this face-to-face meeting with the young leader of North Korea for the peninsula, the Korean peninsula is kind of central in this establishment of this world peace. And so there is a great deal there is certain means, certain government and states that are working, that are making so much money from war, they want to keep it going, and then there are others that want to stabilize the world, to create an economical system. So I would have a tendency to go, no matter what the system may be, to go towards those who are working towards a global peace. That's my first adjective. If I can leave this world and see that the world has achieved this state of world peace, I feel my mission in life will have been successful. The second mission is to eliminate poverty and environmental destruction. The third The third mission would be to eliminate corruption and illness and to create a system of function where everybody can find abundance and freedom. Everything goes through education. So in a sense, I do not have an agenda. My only agenda is to serve the highest good of all, and the highest good of all is the command of my God self, of my inner self. That is God, and God only knows what the next step will be. So it's about being in the present and being receptive to the energy that comes in the present, that shows you a wisdom in any circumstances that can lead to something that will unfold the highest good for all. I've written a little book called Beyond the Veil of Illusion I Am. I put a little bit in English, but the English traduction is not finished, but it's a very important book, Spirit is saying, because it discloses everything that men will need to learn about the interdimensional nature of beings and things for the next 200 years. It's like very essential. And then I'm going to write a second book that will address more like the societal aspect. So we'll see, everything is in the works. So understanding that the religion is good, but everything that separates and creates conflict is not. It's not serving God. God is love, and whatever we do to one, we do to all. And so it's about reconnecting through the love. For there is much more religious people that are serving God in this goodness, developing this goodness, than those who are working through hatred and separation. But it's those who are still working through hatred and separation are getting a lot of attention to themselves because they have the support of the medias, which is also normal. They need to report on those things, but we need to eliminate all that. We need to return to a world where everybody will find its place. So I'm going to pull one more card. Today the card is Knighthood. It's about being brave. It's about being blameless. It's about being strong. It's about defending the weak when necessary. It's about being noble in thoughts, noble in deeds. Paintings behind me is an interior. It's called the Three Grace, and there's like all kinds of symbols and this is another interior about a white canvas. It's part of a series of 3 paintings. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm gonna finish with a little song. It's a bit romantic song. It went through my mind yesterday. It's called So Happy Together. Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me and ease my mind, imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the sky will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it has to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the sky will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it has to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together, so happy together. So how is the weather? We're happy together, so happy together. Well, thank you very much for sticking till the end. I hope you enjoyed this day. There was a great deal of newness in this rebirth process. Just stay attuned to whatever spirit is communicating through your heart or in the reflection mirror of life. For every day is a path of evolution. Every day we are asked to grow, to become more, until we become our true self. And it is an effortless path once we have removed all the all the obstacle that prevents us from being our true light, for being our true soul, and we can anchor this light into the world, we can share it with others, and we can prepare this coming golden age, this age of wisdom and peace and joy for all beings on this planet. I thank you very much. Namaste.